we tend to take the things that we didn't have to work too hard for, or the things that were given to us, or the things that we've had since birth. These are the types of things that we take for granted, right? Say, for example, you were born into wealth. You never had to worry about money. You never had to worry about if you were going to have food on the table because it was always there. You don't have to think about it because it's just automatically there since you've been born, right? Well, we could say the same thing about breath, right? That's something that we've had since birth. Now, let the people with asthma or people with COPD or some other breathing issues, let them tell it, hey, breathing is something that you take very seriously when you don't know if you're going to be able to take that next breath and you have to gasp for air. But for those of you that have average or above average levels of health, you've been breathing normal your entire life, so a lot of you don't think about it, right? So think about it like this. A lot of you, if I were to tell you to take a deep breath right now, a lot of y'all's shoulders would rise. Now, what if I were to tell you to breathe different? Breathe through your stomach. And you take a deep breath like that, you're going to feel that diaphragm expanding. You're going to feel muscles in your gut that you didn't even know were there. Something that you've been doing your entire life, you now learn how to do in a different way. The breath is so important. When you get into your spiritual works, for those of you that like, was it Wim Hof, William Hof, whatever, the Iceman, he can generate heat. These monks, they can generate heat by their breath. That shows you how powerful the breath is. Getting symbolic with it, to generate heat, you need the breath, you need the wind. So if you want to stoke a flame, they used to have those air pumps. And if you're starting a fire in the wild, you have to blow it. To create energy, you need that breath. And when you have no energy, what happens? Something dies. Stop breathing right now, and what happens to you? You die. You suffocate and you die. So breath is the fuel of your life. So with that fuel, kind of like with your diet, right? When it comes to the food that we eat, a lot of people think that, it's food, it tastes good, therefore it's good for me, right? But then when you start to learn the difference between inorganic and organic food, processed food, non-processed food, pasture-raised food, factory-raised foods, and that type of stuff. And when you start to make that shift to the more higher quality stuff that you put into your body will thank you. So, wait, you can go a few days without food, you can go a few days without water, but go a few hours, a few minutes without breath, you see? So you want to enhance the quality of your breath. Start breathing from your gut, the bottom of your chest and not the top, And then when you start to apply the physical and religious aspects of it, you learn how important the breath is. I mean, biblically speaking, what did God do? He breathed into our nostrils and gave us life. He brought clay to life with your breath. In spirituality, when you want to breathe, you can have psychedelic DMT trips just off of your breath. So with you breathing through your upper chest, you're like a kindergartner in the breathing game. You need to get to PhD mastery level to breathing, all right? Think about that. What do they tell you to do when you're really stressed out? What do they tell you to do? Take a breath. When you're about to give a presentation and you're incredibly nervous, what they tell you to do? Breathe. What's the difference between a good rapper and a crappy rapper? Breath control. They might be good in the studio, but then when they get on stage, right? They get on stage, but yo, yeah. Man, y'all sing it, bro. I'm out of breath. I gotta catch my breath. Y'all sing my song for me that y'all paid to come here for. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm ready. And then they start back up again. An opera singer versus someone that sings in the shower. You see what I'm saying? It's all a difference in a matter of breath. A boxer, a pro boxer versus an amateur boxer, or a street fighter, for example, a street fighter versus a pro boxer. What's the difference? A street fighter is just punching, and within 2 minutes of a fight, they're gassed out. The boxer who's just been pacing himself and he's ready to size you up and break you apart. You see what I'm saying? He's controlling his breath, and then when he's swinging, and then breathing whenever he's supposed to. He's not just swinging and trying to catch his breath in the middle of a fight. He's controlling it from the jump. These are just all examples that show you that there is a higher quality of breath out there. And you need to do everything in your power to maintain the higher quality of this thing that everyone's taken for granted. Till the next one.